Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I'm taking a look at Magicians and Looters. This is a game that's been out for a while from Morgopolis, but it has made its way onto Steam. It should be about $10, and I will of course link in the description to where you can purchase that. But let's go ahead and jump right in. As you can see, between the two saves I've played about an hour and a half. We're going to start here, about 25 minutes in. Basically, we're just skipping kind of like the intro story segments, so I can jump right into the game. As far as what's going on here, we've basically got a Metroidvania game, which definitely leans more to the Castlevania side, I would say, than the Metroid side, but there's certainly elements from both. And then the other differences, of course, are that you can see we're in a fantasy setting, and the story and the dialogue are told in like a pretty humorous way, which I feel is kind of different for the genre. I haven't seen it done like, it's kind of like a joking kind of bent to it, at least not very often. But as you can expect, we're going to be going through and gaining more abilities and being able to move through environments easier, things like that, find more secrets. But the other big difference is that this is only one of our three characters. So when you first start, it's going to randomly pick one of the three characters for you. And it'll go through the little intro sequence, and then eventually, I would say about 45 minutes in or so, you will have gone through the intros for each of the three characters, and can then freely switch between the three at any save point. So that is what's going to go on with that. And as you can imagine, of course, each of the characters has different abilities. And as far as like the abilities we start with, we're pretty limited. We can attack, we can jump attack, and then each character has a dodge ability. In this case, I can roll, but I don't want to because I will roll right off this platform. So I wanted to start here because I figured we would show off the first boss. I'm not sure how long it is into the game before the next boss, because I haven't found another boss yet. But I know from screenshots and videos that there are plenty of other bosses in the game. Other than that, I mean, the gameplay, there isn't a ton to describe. I will describe new things as we get new things throughout this video. Oh, that was bad. There isn't fall damage, so it's not a huge deal, but I do have to get back up there. As far as like this boss battle, I like this boss battle a lot, so it's got me pretty excited for future boss battles. And yes, that is pizza. As I said, there's definitely some humor in the things you find and the things that characters say, stuff like that. The basic story is that we are three young wizards. So, Lord Scree says, I kidnapped your wizard and now you're going to be my new apprentices. Sure, whatever. Versimus is my bro. He's our teacher wizard, and he was kidnapped. So, now we're locked up. Prison sucks. Let's telewarp to Versimus. Okay. So, the other interesting thing is, like, based on which character you're given, and then which character you choose to play first, you will be given different dialogue. So that was different dialogue than the first time I played that part. So telewarping sucks. Where am I? So now we are playing Vienna. Sorry, I forgot her name for a minute. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to head to the right first. So there is an ability that we need to go get. And you can already probably tell that the characters play quite differently. I've got instead of a roll, I've got a kind of a backdash, and I'm using my fists and kicks, things like that. So I'm a talking cat. Meow. Vienna got the high jump. Hold up and press A to perform an extra high jump. Oh, I should say there are two options as far as how much dialogue you want. So in my personal play, I've been using the full dialogue, but I figured for the purposes of this video, we would go with the abridged dialogue, if you will. So there's less dialogue, which is why those scenes are going so fast. So in the game you can choose if you want to have more or less dialogue, which I think is kind of a cool choice. I haven't really seen that done before. So it's kind of like there's two versions of the script based on how much time you want to spend reading dialogue. And I will say, like, I personally have been liking the story so far. It's nothing like... Oh yeah, there's tons of secrets, by the way. As you would expect, but I don't think I can go this way, right? Yeah, I mean, it's nothing like groundbreaking, I would say, but it's enjoyable, and I do like kind of the funny take on everything. There we go, that's what I wanted. So I can equip the brass ring, which gives me plus 20 to my health. Other than that, I kind of want to just start running through some of this stuff, so that hopefully I can also show off the third character. And the third character also plays differently than the first two, as you would expect. Okay, those are orbs. We don't get like experience from killing enemies. Instead, we have to find orbs. And you can see up in the top right, I've got 1 out of 2 orbs that I need to level up. So it's kind of an interesting level up procedure. Alright, so there's the camp. Every time we get to a camp, that's a save point. So we definitely want to find as many camps as we can. Alright, there we go. Oh, forgot that little dude. There are merchants, as you could expect, considering I'm collecting coins everywhere. So like this is a different environment, and I think that the different environments look really nice. I can also pull up my map right on the screen, which is how I've been playing, so maybe I'll play for just a minute or two like that, just to kind of show off how it looks. I think it works fine. If you've played another Metroidvania, this probably doesn't look weird to you. Oops. Oh, what am I doing? I need to get over here, and then I can jump over. So there we go. So we got a level up, like you can see. And it'll do a cool little slow-mo thing for a second, and we can actually go in and we can look at our level ups. So that gave me plus 30 attack. And each character has like a different order of levels. So like I got plus 30 attack, but the other characters are going to get a different thing. And it's all combined, so like all items, all levels, things like that are combined. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So you have a nanopeel on your head. I escaped from Castle Looter and lived to tell the tale. It is kind of funny seeing the shortened dialogue. It's a little more humorous, I guess, even in a way, because it's just like, it feels a little more ridiculous. The Wizard Keep dungeon smelled a lot better. So that was like really abridged, but save me, Brent. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna get, this is gonna be perfect actually, we're gonna get to showcase some magic. So, now we got the fireball. So that's one of Brent's abilities, is he gets magic. Which is really nice. Oh, and it just like totally skipped that whole scene. It's kind of funny too. Whoa. As far as like difficulty, I haven't found the game to be too difficult, and I think mostly it's because the game is super forgiving. So like if you collect some items and die before you get to a save point, you will still have those items when you come back, which is pretty different from how a game like this would normally play out. And I'm certainly not saying that's a bad thing. What I am saying is that it's just much more forgiving than most Metroidvania games are. So I guess keep that in mind. You're probably not going to find this too difficult. There are like some difficulties in just like plain enemy encounters. Like sometimes there'll just be like a ton of enemies. Like that's a screen with a lot of enemies. Or like sometimes you'll get like some of these guys. What I like is that they can't actually jump up. So I can just sit here and kind of spam them with fireballs. Alright. So, we got trapped here, but that's okay. Sucker. Again, very very shortened dialogue, which is kind of cool again, like I said. So, I think that kind of covers the gameplay, so I think what I'll do now is just kind of focus on some of the other aspects. Oh, cool. Actually didn't get this the first time, because I didn't know to look for it. Iron dagger, huh?
Prison shank, really.
What does it do? Oh, it's actually better.
Just a glorified prison shank, really.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think from an art perspective it looks pretty good. I don't know, some of the animations are maybe a little stiff, but it doesn't really... I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. It kind of fits in with like this whole kind of humorous sort of take on the game, I think. I'm sure there are going to be people who maybe don't agree with that, but you know, like you just look at the running animation, it's a little stiff looking, but I don't necessarily think that looks bad. I kind of like it like that, and maybe I'm not going to be in the majority there, but personally I think it looks good. Okay, if I go up here I can get to a save point, which is perfect because I want to fill my health. Yeah, can't do that, that's fine. Alright, and obviously, you know, like I said, there are definitely the Metroidvania type elements, so we will have to spend some time working our way back. We won't get into too much of that today. Whoop. I just avoid these guys because they are pretty tough. Let's see, what is over here? I don't really remember. Oh, right. Well, I think I actually want to go to the right first, up here. And then from a music perspective, I also think everything is really, really well done. And it's got a nice soundtrack to it. I think the sound effects sound pretty good too. I especially like the sounds of like the coins falling on the ground, stuff like that. Yeah, I like all the little clinking and clanking when the coins fall. I was hoping there would be a thing there so that I could show that off. Alright, so we gotta convince this guy to come over here. Whoop. Then we can go get another orb and level up again. Perfect. Woo. Nice. Yeah, I mean, overall I'd say this is just like a really nice kind of package for the game. I think everything works well. The gameplay is really, really fun. That's like the biggest thing is, you know, there's like a billion Metroidvanias out, and it's normally all about finding the good ones. I would definitely say that this is one of the good ones. I'm having a really good time with it. Oh no, the fruit magician. Lame. Do you think Nin is dead and stuff? Nope, we are just in Bog Swallow. I am not dead and stuff. So again, you know, definitely kind of a humorous bent to the whole thing, which I like as well. I think it gives it a lot more charm than some other games in the genre. So we're not going to do this yet, but this is basically our ability to warp. You can see the little W's on the map. I'm actually going to turn the map off now, but I think we will go over here and get this, and maybe that'll be the last thing that we do for the episode. So I got the bracelet, which I will equip, and then we've got a whole bunch of enemies show up, and we can just run away if we want, but they're not that bad. But yeah, I think that kind of covers my thoughts for the game. You know, I wanted to show off a bit of gameplay, a boss, which we did, and then some of the dialogue as well. And even in the abridged dialogue, you still get a sense for kind of the tone of the whole game, and it really is kind of a pretty funny game. Sometimes there's some jokes that are maybe more crude than others, but I think it's pretty good overall. And you know, overall, I'd say that this is certainly worth the money. I don't know if I'd say it's quite as good as some of like the Metroidvania greats. You know, I don't know if I'd put it up there with like Symphony of the Night or Super Metroid, but rarely can you put something up there on that level, so you certainly can't fault the game for that. But I will say that it is very, very good, and I've had a very good time with it so far, and I will probably keep playing in my free time. And for me, that's always a good endorsement. If I'm going to say that I will keep playing after doing the video, then I would say that it's a good game that's worth your time. I think if you're into Metroidvanias, this is a pretty easy recommendation to make. And if you're not, but you think you would be if it had a more humorous tone, then I would say that this is a really good decision for a purchase. So, oh, I'm about to die here, so I want to be a little more careful. But I think that's where we're going to wrap up for today. So, like I said, there will be a link in the description to where you can purchase it for yourself. As always, feel free to leave comments if there's anything that you would like to comment about. Subscribe to the channel to see more games from me every single day, as well as other Let's Play videos. And then, lastly, of course, if you liked the video, then please do consider clicking the like button. But with that, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.